October 9th, just less than 1 month before Election Day, when longtime Pennsylvania state legislator Tony DeLuca died after a battle with cancer. DeLuca, a Democrat, was the longest-serving member of the Pennsylvania state legislature at the time. He had been in office for 39 years. And that loss, while tragic for his family and his constituents, also created a logistical problem ahead of the upcoming election. With just 1 month until Election Day, there was not enough time to replace DeLuca's name on the ballot with that of another Democrat. So lawmakers in Pennsylvania decided to schedule a special election to replace DeLuca. The Republican State House leader set the date for that election at February 7th, which is early in the new year, which is also the normal thing you do when an elected official passes away, and you want to make sure that his or her constituents don't go too long without representation. But then something happened on Election Day. Democrats had an unexpectedly strong showing in Pennsylvania. Democrat John Fetterman won the state's open Senate seat. Democrat Josh Shapiro won the election for governor. And for the first time in more than a decade, Democrats took control of the Pennsylvania State House, but just barely. When all the votes were counted, Democrats won 102 seats in the State House, while Republicans won 101 seats, giving Democrats a one-seat majority. But that one-seat majority includes the now vacant seat held by Tony DeLuca, who posthumously won the race in his very strongly Democratic district. And then there was this wrinkle. When Democrats won all of those statewide victories, it also meant that some Democratic members of the State House got promoted to higher office. One of them is going to the U.S. Congress, and the other is going to be lieutenant governor, which means they have to resign from the State House, bringing the total number of special elections for Democratic seats up to 3. Now, all of those Democrats were representing solidly Democratic districts in the Pennsylvania State House, so nobody really expects Republicans to pick up any of them and jeopardize the Democrats' very slim new majority. But lawmakers still get to decide when to hold the special elections for those open seats. The incoming Democratic leader moved to schedule all of those special elections for February 7th, which makes sense because that was the day Pennsylvania had already set aside to hold the special election to replace Tony DeLuca, who, of course, had passed away just before the election. But Pennsylvania Republicans have decided they no longer like that date of February 7th, which was a date they chose in the first place. Now those very same Republicans have filed a lawsuit to try and push those special elections until the month of May. Why, you ask? Well, if Democrats have to wait to fill those vacancies until May, that means Republicans will stay in the majority for several more months, and that will give them time to pass a few constitutional amendments on things like new voter ID laws. Just to be clear here, Pennsylvania Republicans lost control of their state in part because their party embraced election-denying candidates with anti-democratic values. And now they are reacting to those losses by trying to pull stunts to keep themselves in power against the will of the voters.